Welcome in everybody to episode 209. Hopefully you guys are having a great week or start to your week and everything else. You all right there?
Yeah, it's acting like I'm setting up my computer.
Okay, hand it off to our IT specialist and we'll get it figured out. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great day and getting all your week started. So 209, we're going to talk about Ready, Set, Forward today. And the new kind of campaign, they just totally got rid of everything on their social media, like deleted
you
everything.
Haven't really explained it to me, so I don't really know anything.
They just removed everything on their social media, and it's they wiped it clean, and they're starting over. It's no longer Built Forward Proud. It is Ready, Set, Forward. So we'll talk about that and what that means, and if it means anything necessarily. But anyway, don't forget we are going to be recording this as a podcast as well, so you can find it on your streaming platforms there. And we don't have a lot of images for this week, so you can probably just listen to it there and get all the information.
Why do I feel like you're so far over? There. I felt like I was odd.
Anyway, but yeah, so don't forget, we're going to get all those special stuff. Actually, I have some new clips here. So don't forget, we are... you can subscribe to this channel, so just hit that subscribe button there and you can be subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you get notified for everything there. And we do have membership, so you can hit that join button, learn a little more about the membership. We have two different tiers there, a McArthur crew and a coffee time tier, and two different prices there and two different content. We'll talk about that content in just a little bit. Just hit that join button and you can join that and all that stuff. If you're on one tier on the membership, hit that membership tab, hit that upgrade, and there's where you would find that other tier level if you want to upgrade to the coffee time tier and all that. And of course, you'll find all that content under the membership tab and everything. Speaking of the different content, what do you get as member and some of the things you get? Well, our lot walks. We do a lot walk every Thursday. We walk our new and used lot. And, a couple times in that episode, I'll do a talk, walk and talk, as they like to call it. Talk about what's on my mind, some things like that. And then, of course, on our live stream, we do shout outs as well. So actually, this is part of the clip, I believe. There you go. And, we do member live streams as well. So you'll see that in there too. And this last week, we had some fun. We brought several people, RagnarCon there, and we have, Ford enthusiasts. And then there you can see the shout outs every Tuesday as well on our live stream. So we have a lot of fun with that. And that's, I grabbed that from last week's. And then if you're on a coffee time tier, you get a coffee time with Tim. So every morning, grab a coffee and just turn the camera on and just start talking. So if you're interested in those for the membership content, check those out right there. So there's that.
Yes.
Anyway, so there you go. And then, we'll do shout outs here in just a little bit to our members. But first, how was your weekend? What all did you do? What did you do? What did I do?
We found evidence of a mouse, so we had to deep clean the house.
Yep.
We found it.
And we had your kids a little bit on
Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. So we had them both on Saturday for a little bit.
Yeah, went to church.
And then, I went to church. And then Will came back over in the afternoon and hung out. And they helped us clean up all the toys.
Yes.
So.
Not Theo.
Mm-mm.
Theo doesn't clean.
Just Will and Jaden there. But, So, and then I mowed the yard Sunday night. We did the flower bed and everything too. And, did all that. So all that good time. I'm hoping that's the last time I have to mow this year, but there might be one more time. So we'll just see. I hate mowing. The allergies just kick up for a couple days. And if you hear some congestions from us, it's the allergies around here in Kansas are just terrible right now. So
they hit me last Tuesday. And I was like, okay, State Fair's on Wednesday. I have to make it through that because that was a big deal to the kids this year. We got wristbands so they could ride all they want because last year they were bummed that we could do a limited number. So we did all they could. It actually saved us quite a bit of money because Will went on the rides multiple times. Now that he can do some by himself.
Yeah.
So he was doing that. And so then I was like, oh, I have to get through Wednesday. I have to get through the State Fair. Made it through. And then I was like, oh, wait, my interview's on Thursday. Gotta make it through that. Gotta make it through that. Gotta make it through.
It's always something else, right? Anyway, we did solidify and got our arrangements for October.
Yeah.
So we will be at the finish line for Rebel Rally. And evidently too late to get in for media passes to get on any kind of media drives.
Apparently
on that
it was
day,
limited this year.
Yep.
So
anyway, but we will be there. And I'll be there pretty much all week in Vegas. But Sarah will be flying up Thursday night, and we'll be there. We'll be there at the finish line and be able to talk to some of those participants and hopefully winners.
Yes.
Right. We'll be able to do. I guess they're doing the podium on Saturday. We're going to actually leave early Saturday morning, get back. But anyway, that'll be a fun time. So we've kind of concreted that.
Yes, because Will's birthday.
Yes.
Is that weekend.
Yes. So it's always fun when you can do his birthday party on his birthday. And this year, right? Isn't it?
I did it last year and it was on a Saturday. I got some complaints about that. So I always try and do their birthday parties or any events that we do on Sunday because half the family works here at the dealership and the other half is out of town. And so it's Sunday easier to do it on Sunday.
Yep.
When everyone is off.
True. All right. All right, so talk a little bit about some different things. Don't forget, we do have merch available. A merch site link it should be in the description of this video. You can also go to FordVideoGuyMedia.com, and you'll get a link to our merch there. Right now, or not right now, but starting tomorrow through the 21st, you can save 20% off everything on our merch site. So you can check that stuff out. Recent videos. Yesterday, we did a Maverick video. We talked about that gas filter. How can you tell whether or not a vehicle has the gas filter? Just because it says 50 state emissions on a window sticker on a Maverick does not necessarily mean it's got the gas filter. If it was built after a certain date and it says 50 state emissions, that's what notes whether or not it has a gas filter. So watch that video if you want more information about that. Although the gas filter does not affect any performance. Zero. So anyway, I can watch that video as well. We'll see. Built Wild Wednesday tomorrow. We got to come up with something for tomorrow, and then some upcoming videos. And we just actually lowered price on Mavericks even more. So I did a video yesterday. I was like $2,500 off on all XL hybrids, and $4,500 off on all Lobos. No, we just lowered the prices tonight. So another $500 on all of those. So we're $3,000 off on a Maverick hybrid. Only $1,000 of that is if you finance. So you still can save $2,000. And hybrid does not have any rebates. That is 100% our participation on that.
Right.
And so yes, we want to move some Mavericks, and we're trying to be number one in the state. And we know Maverick is the key to that. So very competitive Maverick pricing. Probably better than anybody else in the country. I don't think anybody's losing $2,000 on a Maverick right now. But great deals to be had on a Maverick. If you're looking for one, 25 model year, Decon 10 and 26, check out our website. But there you go. Let's see what else. Don't forget about some of those channels. You saw Ragnarcon in there in that one clip. So he's got a channel. So he always does a Bronco break and things like that. So check out his channel. And then, of course, All Train Nation. I watched last night. He was on with Tim Esterdahl from Pickup and SUV Talk. I don't know. Pickup, whatever. He's got a great channel. He's a great journalist, and I love some of the things they had to talk about. What was really funny is because they were asking about 26 F-150. They did no word. Media hadn't heard anything. I'm like, I know. It's the 25th. So they're like, oh, great. Awesome. It's like,
right.
But also he was talking about Bronco and Wrangler. And he says, really, if anybody drove both a Wrangler and a Bronco, there's no way they'd go home with a Wrangler. So it's just like, they don't even, they don't drive the same. Anyway. So there you go. We'll talk more about that. And and we're ready for shout out for members. I know you're still clicking away, but are you ready for that part?
I am.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Right there. Shout out to members.
All right. So we'll start off with Mike M, who sent us a little donation. Hope you are all well, raining here.
Oh.
Let's see. We have Ford Enthusiast, and he actually said that he took his Bronco Sport and won first place at Old Ford Charity Car Show.
Cool. He tagged me on Instagram. So,
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
We have Ridgeview here. It's so great that you appeared on a Zoom call. It was great to put a face to your presence. So we started doing that where Fridays during our member live, we pull some people on occasionally. So
last week I just threw it into the chat for anybody, and those 3 people came on. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So putting faces to the names.
Yep.
All right, we have Ryan S. Please give details on 26 expedition order changes.
We have a video on that. Yeah, check out our YouTube channel. So if you just go to the videos, you can scroll down and you can find that. We did a video on the 26 changes, and I did a breakdown of each trim level as well. So it's
so those are already live. They're good to go.
Oh yeah, those have been live. They've been out there. I do a playlist for each one of those. So if you look under our playlist, you can find a 26 expedition, and that video will be in there as well. So any changes to the order guide.
Won't have any problems finding that.
No, just go to our YouTube channel. It's right there.
Yeah. That's our friend Brian from California.
No.
Nope. That's a member.
Oh, well, maybe so.
Thought that was our friend Brian. Do we have more Brians on here? More than one Brian?
Brian's usually from California, is usually driving.
Okay, he says, I know, but last week you mentioned some changes to the current order sheet.
We're going to talk about those.
Okay.
We're going to talk about those.
So we're going to bring those up.
Yep, we're going to talk about those when we get to the dealer news. I do have that. It's an expedition. I can't remember. I got them down here. We'll get to that. Yes.
See, my brain sees Brian, and I automatically think Brian in California.
Got 2 Brian members. That's awesome.
All right, we got Rob. Howdy, folks. Rushman. Mike 52 says, Tim, Sarah, and Ridgeview, good morning from Northeast Pennsylvania. We have Douglas. It's a rowdy Tuesday. Virginia here. We have Mike M, who said that it was raining there. He says another Tuesday night. Gulf rain out. 6 Tuesday raining since June 1st. But they need the rain.
I think it's telling you should be here watching us. And stuff.
Yeah. That's right. We have a third Brian. RagnarCon is Brian as well.
Yes, he is.
You're RagnarCon. If I meet you in person, Chuck Ridgeview will tell you it took me a while to start calling him by his name.
I still call him Ridgeview. And your mom's like, who? And I'm like, Chuck.
I do that with Lebo. And then we see him in person and I call him Ridgeview the first few times.
Yeah.
Get some.
So I am wearing my New Hampshire Bronco off-road hat. I don't know if you guys see that. So, because the wife wants to go to the Bronco off-rodeo in New Hampshire.
Okay.
So we might have to make a vacation trip. That we might go east this year instead of west for vacation for another 9-10 day vacation.
Yeah.
We'll have to. I was talking to her about that. Hit Niagara Falls on the way.
Yeah.
Could be fun.
So we got Brian in Louisiana, Brian in California, and Brian spelled with a Y. AKA RagnarCon.
Yes.
All right. So he says, whoop, heard my name.
See?
I totally was completely paying attention with my full active listening skills. AKA I was reading Bronco 6G and not paying attention at all.
Well, if they didn't get on there, let us know. Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff on there, I should say. But.
Is that the right way to spell Brian?
With a Y. Brian with the Y.
Although apparently he's been called RagnarCon for a long time. You were Dooman, weren't you?
Yeah, what's in Tim's cup tonight? All right. What else we got? A shout out to members?
Those were my members that I had shout outs for.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, we're going to get into this and start with scheduling notes. Not a lot to go through. If you watched the video earlier, I won't bore you with that, but we'll kind of go do an overview of scheduling. And I have some order guide or order bank opening information too, and here too. So, so this week for scheduling, of course, every week could be a little different. So Mustang 26 Mustang is scheduling, and this week is main commitment week, which means last week for almost all the factories was retail only. That means the second week, once they've scheduled retails only and given them an opportunity, it's main commitment, which means that, like, especially that helps a dealer that if they don't have a retail order to get some orders scheduled, right, and not miss out on some things that they want. So that's why this week is main commitment for almost all the plants for November build dates. Mustang is included in that. And then Escape is also doing that, and they're going to try to balance out 26 model year and actually sunsetting the Escape altogether. 25 Bronco Sport also is a main commitment in their scheduling. Looks like Badlands is going to be a struggle if you're wanting to get a Badlands, because very limited exhausted for the tech package as well as the Badlands version altogether. Big Bend version 2 is limited availability. Bronco is scheduling. Only note there, it looks like the Sasquatch wheel for the black appearance package is a constraint. It looks like very limited exhausted for that one. Otherwise, they're good. They are needing, they said they put in some sim orders for dealers for Bronco base, which we're okay with that because we like to put some nice builds on ours. Mach-e scheduling, main commitment 2. Explorer is scheduling. Again, main commitment on that. Limited exhausted, though, for the active ST line, Platinum, and the Trimmer Ultimate package. So what does that leave? ST. There you go. Also, Expedition is not scheduling this week, so startup scheduling will be next week for the Expedition. 26 Maverick, main commitment. They scheduled some retails last week. I don't think we had any retail orders, so we didn't have anything scheduled. But we have some previewing this week. Don't forget, Marsh Gray is no longer going to be available on 26 like originally thought. So that's gonna order guide's not reflecting. But if you have a Marsh Gray Maverick, you need to switch that color or it won't get scheduled, right? And then also don't forget there is that front wheel drive EcoBoost is back available for this year for the XL and XLT. Ranger, it is scheduling main commitment 2, very limited exhausted for the 2.7 EcoBoost, as well as the Raptor standard Raptor wheel. So 26 Super Duty, that is scheduling as well through October 20th, the week of October 20th. So they're actually still scheduled in October, not November. And then there's a lot of different things. Platinum Plus package is a constraint, very limited exhaustive availability. King Ranch as well. And then also the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package, of course. And it mentions a bunch of interior colors like medium, dark, slate, and Baja. So basically, if your interior option is 2S, 2J, 3J, 3S, 5J, or 6J. So there you go. F-150 is scheduling. This is for early November through November, the week of November 17th. They are trying to balance out Kansas City Assembly Plant this week, it looks like. So if you're looking for that, it does say 25 model year King Ranch tailgate step is unavailable altogether. So if you want a King Ranch with that tailgate, I assume it says tailgate flex step, and the plant calls it something different than the order guide, is option 63T. If you're wanting that, then you're going to need to wait till 26 model year probably. Let's say XLT and Lariat versions. Don't forget, now the new standard wheel is an 18-inch painted aluminum wheel, and that is option 64N. So if you're one of those that was waiting for that wheel that wasn't available, and you were like on a 300A or a 301 and you couldn't upgrade to that black wheel or didn't want to, make sure your dealer switches to that 64N wheel. Also, it says no scheduling in Kansas City for Antimatter Blue, Space White, Atlas Blue, or Rapid Red. So those colors are done at Kansas City. Very limited exhausted for the 3.5 EcoBoost, the trimmer version, both the 401 and 402A, 20-inch gloss black wheel that's on the STX black package, and the tire, the all-terrain tire that's optional on the 302A, included on 303A, and standard on King Ranch, which is probably why King Ranch version is a constraint, kind of. Oh wait, no, that was actually Super Duty. I don't know. Limited availability for the new standard wheel for your Lariat and XLT is a limited availability. So good luck there. What else? Lightning is scheduling, F-150 Lightning, and Transit. So there's that. Now, some information that I've gathered that I think that is correct is it does look like the Mustang Mach-E is going to balance out 12/11 with the order bank opening up mid-October. According to this, tentative date is October 15th. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but tough Ford. And then the F-150 Lightning looks like we don't have a balance out date yet, but it probably I don't know exactly when that date is. But order bank should open up 9/25 for F-150 and the Lightning, with job one being December 22nd. Looks like. Bronco Sport looks like it's going to balance out December 22nd as well. So it's going to go completely through the year, with job one for 26 being 1/5 of 26. So the order bank should open up for Bronco Sport October 15th. Ford has not told us a date for Bronco, but yet their order bank or their balance out is 12/23 of 25. And that's the same date as Bronco Sport or day after. So my assumption is order bank will probably open up for Bronco middle October as well, with beginning of January being the startup. Let's see what else. F-150, Kansas City, and Dearborn. So Kansas City is going to start up a little earlier. They're going to balance out 11/23 for 25, and they're going to start production job one 11/24 of 25 in Kansas City. Dearborn, though, they're going to balance out December 19th. And balance out means the last day they're going to build one. That's what that means. And then order bank should open up 9/25. And then job one for Dearborn for the F-150 should be December 22nd. And then Ranger also balance out 12/23 of 25, just like Bronco. And the order bank says 10/15 is when it should open up, with job one being January 12th. So a lot of people asked about this, said, Ranger and Bronco, what's the hold up? What's it going to wait? And I don't know if you guys remember last year, they didn't start production for Bronco and Ranger for 25 until January of 25. So I remember that. They told us that production's going through the end of the year. Same thing's happening this year. It says that week of the 23rd. Well, that's the last week of the year because of holidays and everything. So there you go. All right. Any questions on that?
Nope. Not right now.
Not now. All right. Get that out of the camera view. All right. Nothing there. Okay. Now somebody's asking about order guide changes, right?
Yeah.
So we're ready for that then. So
right.
Let's get into dealer news. I don't really have any dealer news this week, so we'll cover what we weren't able to cover last week, and that is order guide changes that happened at the beginning of September. So first, talking about the 25 model year F-150 and what changes that I noticed. And one of them is that new wheel, the 18-inch painted aluminum wheel for 4x4s only. So they updated the 500A Lariat to add that wheel as an optional wheel. So that way you can go 500A, which is not the new standard wheel. You have to add that option. So make sure if you're on like Lariat or XLT that your dealer has chosen that one. Something else that I noticed they added to the order guide for Lariat is they added the heads-up display delete option, which tells me they're probably going to have some constraints on that at the end of this year. So on 502A, you get the heads-up display, but there is a delete option that can be added. So it sounds like to me something's going to happen there on that. But I think that's it for F-150. Let me look. Just make sure. Yeah, that's it for Expedition. So that not a lot there. Now, for 26 model year Expedition, which Brian was asking about, one of the things that it's basically things that I caught and I let the brand manager know about.
Right.
That was missing. So they added on the major changes page, they added that new for this year was the rear seat entertainment, which is optional on Tremor, Platinum, and King Ranch. That's something that I noted in my videos. Also, the digital device holder that's included on the Tremor Platinum and King Ranch. Those were added to the major changes because they didn't put that they were new for this year in the order guide, but I did find that they were new, and they probably watched my videos.
Yeah,
because I know that he's really good and responsive to a lot of questions that I have. But also, they did update some other things. Order guide. Job 1 order guide updates. One of them, they said they revised. Marsh Gray is not available with XL, Active, or King Ranch. So, by the way, Marsh Gray would not look good on King Ranch. It's a brown color with the light brown. Probably wouldn't look good anyway. So that has been removed. It is available with the Stealth Appearance Package and Stealth Performance Package on 600A. Also going to be available on Tremor. So very limited on what's available, the Marsh Gray's available in, since it's not available on the Active or the King Ranch. And on Platinum, it's only available on your Stealth performances, which I think is weird to have a black appearance type look, but have the brown available.
Yeah.
They also said they revised Space Silver Metallic has been added to the King Ranch optional page. So it was probably available. They probably messed that up and found the mistake. Also, they revised that the manual folding head restraints that are included with 202A, they did revise that because that was on there. But now what they've done is you get the remote power folding head restraints are included with the Power Panoramic Vista roof with the power sunshade on the 202A. So when you go to that is when you get the remote headrest in the back. The third row, you can flip them down. That switches up above. So basically those things that I just mentioned were just reflected on the different pages. So they, like I said, XL, they removed the Marsh Gray as an option. They did the same thing with Active, and then added the little asterisk to note that it was new for this year for the rear seat entertainment. And then on the Platinum, they also, on the Marsh Gray, they added a note available for Stealth Appearance and Stealth Performance only. And then on the colors and trims, they updated the Marsh Gray to reflect correctly now. So there you go. So that's what's going on there with Expedition. So, and then also I went through Super D last night. It took me a long time, but while I was watching the 100th anniversary of the Grand Ole Opry, by the way, I brought back some memories from when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, when family took vacation, there wasn't iPods and headphones. You pretty much listened to what your mom and dad listened to, and that was country and western for me. Georgia Jones, all those people, Oak Ridge Boys. I mean, so it's kind of fun listening to some of those songs.
Too for the first few years, till like 8th grade.
You're showing your age there. No, anyway. All right, and then lastly, 26 Super Duty changes. So they made some changes to wording of the cluster screen through the productivity, because before it was called the LCD productivity screen, and now it's called the cluster display. So they changed that on all the places that reflect that, and so that's a change. Yes, and then they also changed the wording from 400 watt outlet to Pro Power on board 400 watt, several places. So that was a big. Basically, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, Pro Power on board on that page. Oh, and then they had omitted and forgot. We talked about last week that if you order the XLT premium package, it requires either the fixed rear window with privacy glass and defrost option 43B, or the power sliding with the privacy glass and defrost option 435. So that was not on the order guide before. They added that to the order guide after they came out with that note. So, but there you go. That's pretty much what's changed on Super Duty. So there you go. All right. Now, are there any questions?
No.
Is there anybody in our chat tonight?
Yes, Ragnarcon's talking about being out of tortillas again. He tells Oldest how to cook, and now she eats all of his stuff.
All right. Well, let's move on right along then. Recalls. We're going to get done early. It's only 7:30. All right. Recalls. Couple in here. So compliance recall 25C35 for 24 model year F1 or model year Mustang. This has to do with the black instrument panel cluster. The original, this is a reference to a recall that came out earlier. It doesn't have the date here, but only one vehicle is affected by this. This is what I don't get. It's like, okay, so what's the chances of this one vehicle watching our live stream? Do I even go over this? It's one vehicle. Ford, just call them. Just call them and tell them it's only one vehicle.
That's fun.
Yes, but the letter is going to go out to that one individual last week. This came out on the 10th, but last week, the week of the 8th, they should have got a letter. I'm not going to go over that recall because it's one person. All right. This next one is Customer Satisfaction Program 25B 33. This is an advance notice. That means that advance notice just lets dealers know about it and that there's not a fix yet, basically, but letting people know what's wrong. So this in here does say, well, it doesn't actually say how many. Just says in here, vehicles will be added as recall 25S52 is completed. So anyway, so this does have to do with safety recall 25S52, which came out June 20th. So in some of the affected vehicles, the original engine block heater may have been removed and replaced with a threaded plug under recall 25S52. The vehicles included in this recall that had this service action performed will automatically added to Customer Satisfaction 25B33, which will provide for the reinstallation of the revised block heater once it becomes available in the first quarter of 2026, which, I've mentioned that engine block heater is on a delay and it's not scheduling any until January. And that's because it sounds like that's going to be an issue with these others. So anybody that had the engine block heater on these, they were basically removed. And this is for 23 to 25 Escape and Corsair, 24 to 25 Nautilus, 25 Bronco Sport, and Mavericks, originally equipped with the engine block heater. So basically the recall came out to remove the engine block heater, put a plug in, and then when it comes in, to get it reinstalled. So they're not going to lose it completely. All right. This next one is Safety Recall 25S05 for 2020 to 2022 model year Corsair, 21 to 22 model year Super Duty, 21 model year Expedition. And this 92,221 vehicles are affected by this one. And some of the affected vehicles, customers may experience an intermittent rear view video image, no rear view video image, or poor image quality, blurry, foggy, hazy. That's about every Chevy vehicle. Anyway, no, just kidding. When the vehicle is in reverse gear, a rear view camera with that intermittent displays a poor image quality while in reverse can reduce or distort the driver's view, and they might actually have to turn their head and look over their shoulder. It didn't say that. Just kidding. And this in here, letters are going to go out this week, actually. So there you go. So this in here is there was an advance notice on February 17th, but now they have the fix, and people are going to get notified this week. Pretty awesome. All right, this next one is Compliance Recall 25C43. This is still an advance notice, but this is an update, supplement number 1 for 24 to 25 model year Mustangs. And this has to do with the recall. Like, we cannot sell, we can only sell one Mustang right now. All the others we can't sell, and this happens to do with that. It's a stop sale. So the number of vehicles affected went up. It's now 105,056 because they included some multi-matic builds. We're talking GTDs there. So some of those were included in this. So that's the reason for the change, is they added more vehicles to that one. So that one's the one that has to do with the water intrusion into the BCM and connectors. So yeah, so right now they think the fix will be first quarter of 2026. So we have a really cool Mustang that came in, a dark horse with that matte film. I don't know if you saw that one or not. We can't deliver that one right now because it's under that recall.
How?
So we have to wait till January.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. And they've been waiting about a year to get theirs because that's one that we had an allocation and they had an order in with the Denver dealer. And I said, yeah, we had an allocation. We'll get you scheduled. And we got her scheduled real quick. And then now she can't take delivery. Kind of sucks. All right. This next one is Compliance Recall 25C39 for 25 model year Nautilus, Mustang, and Mach-E vehicles. This is your LED driver control module replacement. Looks like the advance notice came out August 12th. So this is the official bulletin here with a fix. 21,856 vehicles are affected by this one. And letters are going to go out next week for those owners. And in this one here, in some of the affected vehicles, one or both a light emitting diode driver control module may fail. These vehicles may not conform to the requirements specified by the Federal Motor Vehicles for lamps, reflective devices, and associated equipment. A failed LDCM will result in that headlamp assembly's high beam, low beam, position lamp, daytime running lamp, or turn signal operation becoming inoperative. For Nautilus vehicles only, a failed headlamp assembly's LDCM may result in the same side rear tail light, turn signal, and rear position lamp becoming inoperative. Drivers will receive an advanced front lighting feature temporarily unavailable warning message, and turn signal indicator will fast flash in the instrument panel cluster. Inoperative lighting features may reduce the driver's visibility or make the vehicle less visible to others. So there you go. So like I said, they're going to get their letters next week for that. And then lastly is Safety Recall 25S90 for 24 model year Bronco and Rangers with the 2.3 liter engine. Only 9 vehicles are affected by this one. So you had to have been built for a Bronco between November 19th of 2024 through December 20th of 2024, and on a Ranger, December 19th. And all the affected vehicles may have the high-pressure fuel pump mounting bolts installed incorrectly at the engine plant. Improper bolt installation could result in reduced engine performance while driving or movement of the high-pressure fuel pump, which could cause the fuel line tubes to fatigue and leak over time. A fuel leak in the presence of an ignition source increases the risk of a crash. So letters to those 9 owners will go out next week. There you go. There's that. Anything else? Questions, concerns, statements?
No.
Come on. Nothing?
No.
I need your guys' questions because they turn into good shorts.
Now we're talking about what we like to listen to.
Keep them on topic, Sarah. That's what we're supposed to do.
I can't keep these people on topic. This chat runs wild.
They're rowdy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's 7:42.
Oh, Ragnarkon's now out of carrots now. So he's out of quesadillas or out of tortillas, so he can't make quesadillas or tacos or anything. And then he had only carrots and peanut butter left, and now he's out of carrots. So I guess he needs to go to the store.
All right. Let me keep this going on the right path here.
What's in your cup?
Oh, root beer from Wendy's.
You know, I was thinking, why don't they guess what's in mine? Oh, that's because I never have the same thing in here. Like ever. And usually I have 3.
So I was going to post an image up there, but it's not working. Maybe
see, they're all listening. They're all busy listening.
Yep. I'm not crazy. All right. So ready, set, Ford. So that's actually an image that I pulled from Ford Media. What's really funny is that there's a Ready Set Ford playbook that Ford put out for dealers on this, exactly what's going to happen, and for media assets and everything. There's 5 assets, but if you go to fromtheroad.ford.com for media, you get all kinds, including this one. Like this one wasn't even available. So we were able to put it on there. So anyway, Ready Set Ford. So at the dealer meeting, Ford, I was not there, but I was brought back notes, which mostly I cannot talk about. And some of it I may not want to talk about, but just a couple different things that I kind of take note of is that right now Ford is up 7% in 2025. And they are on track to beat Toyota as the #1 brand in the United States with higher profit vehicles. So we have no sedan.
Yeah.
SUVs and trucks. And that's what we're doing it with.
Right.
So that we don't really have, there's a lot of like Chevy in them. They have competitive price vehicles. They have cheaper vehicles, cheaper SUVs. They have sedans. Toyota is doing it 100% on their sedans and such, right? And Ford's going to do it on these higher volume vehicles, which is why they'll probably be very successful in the future. People said, why are you doing away with sedans? Well, it's still working, right? So it's kind of cool. But anyway, so they mentioned at the dealer meeting, they're doing this Ready Set Ford, and they totally wiped out their social media. If you look back, I don't think they have any posts prior to last week. They just redid, they just wiped clean. They shifted from that, built Ford proud, I think, and now, which I thought that was pretty recent. No, I think we figured out it was like 2017. So it's the first time in like almost 10 years that they've had a new global campaign, right? So on this campaign, they're having basically there's 2 major shifts for this. First is a shared foundation, is what they called it. So they can go ready, set, and they can talk about different things, and they can use that ready, set, and use all kinds of different things for the advertising and different things. But so what basically what they do is be able to share some of the foundation of what they're doing. Like they talked about Ford Racing also launched, and they're saying they could take some of the things that they're learning from on the track, off-road, on the course, and bring it into vehicles that we get to drive down the road. And they said January will be one of the first vehicles that they're actually you're using for this. But the secondly is they're wanting to have a customer first mindset, it says. So every product, service, experience around people we serve, says. So they're talking about in here, they mentioned capability, passion, community, and trust. So they're kind of bringing that around. And so I know there's a lot of people been kind of posting some of their vehicles and what their life is like now. They wouldn't have thought of that without that Ford vehicle that they purchased or whatever. And I've got to admit, our life's a lot different since we bought the Bronco, since we bought the Maverick, right? And that kind of thing. Also, they said that they're listening to customers' needs. So they have 3 different levels or 3 different ways they're doing this. One is called build for doers and for truck leadership. So those are the people that are using their trucks to build things, to manufacture things, right? Your construction workers, your
trucks doing truck
job
things.
Sites. Yes, trucks doing truck things, right? And they listen to that to have that truck leadership. The other one is the thrill seekers, the boundary pushers who crave speed and performance. Talking Mustang. So even though Mustang doesn't make up a lot of their production, it's still really important to them.
I would put Bronco and that one in there as well.
Adventure. Explorers drawn to discovery and the unknown, like Bronco Sports, Expedition, Explorers, your SUVs going out and getting out there, right, and doing things, right? And then they even mentioned EVs. So their EV plan, like a lot of, you saw Dodge. You could tell my age. You can see Ram totally ditched their all electric. So now, like their Ram. Remember, I think we were at the auto show when they revealed their Revolution or whatever, Ram Revolution, and they've ditched it 100%, and they're going, extended range or whatever, the Rev now or whatever. Well, Ford's not ditching EV altogether, but they're going to try to make it more universal. We did see them announce that not too long ago, that new EV platform, universal EV platform, that they can take and build pretty much any type of vehicle on that platform and shift that production, right? But so there you go. But also, and here's some of the other numbers that they mentioned. F-150 is almost 33% of the market. Bronco is outselling Wrangler right now. Expedition is up 29%. And it does say in here, EV will continue to have incentives after the tax credits end. So if people want that EV, there'll still be an option for you with some great incentives. So anyway, so with people out there posting some of the different things about their history of their Ford vehicles, and I've been a Ford person for all these years, I started thinking back, what have I gotten for Fords? So
a lot.
Yes, almost everything. So, all right. So I thought back and was like, well, back in the day, you guys probably don't remember this, but we had a little Ford Escort at one time. It was a 4-door Escort.
Was it white?
No, it was a pretty blue that they don't make anymore.
I don't remember that one.
Anyway,
so I remember Crystal's white. I remember the van that we had. That's the first car I remember.
Yeah. So this little Escort we had when we first got married, and you would have been real little at the time, but we owned one of those. We owned a Ford Focus.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Jolie learned to drive. You didn't learn to drive on that?
I drove the Camry.
You drove the Camry, but we had a little Focus Fusion, which you're owning now. Actually, I've had a couple of those.
Yes.
Right? I've had those. In the past, of course, we've had Navigators.
Yep.
Lincoln MKT.
Yep.
Expeditions. We had a 2017, and we did a Navigator. We went now 22. I did an old style Ranger before the current gen Ranger, when it was basically the Maverick.
Yeah.
I had one of those, a super cab 4x4 flare size. I have one of the first new trucks that I purchased after working here.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. But I was thinking back since 2020 though. I got a 2020 F-150.
Okay.
I remember that. It was the Ford Video Guide channel that got started.
Yeah.
I did that. That's that red one that we added, the RTR. Yeah, it was the Magma.
Magma red.
Magma red. I added the
it had associated with lava.
Yeah, it had the black wheels. I put the KO2s on it, and then we added the Roush exhaust, the RTR grill.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so I had that one. That was a 20, and then I got a 21 Bronco.
Okay.
Right, it came out, got that. Traded in the 2020 F-150 for a 22 F-150 Lightning.
Okay.
Had that Lariat for about a year. Traded that in on a 23 Maverick Tremor.
That's right.
That we've customized and had a lot of fun with. Yeah. Traded that in on a 24 Mustang Mach-E Rally. Right? Well, that was a 24, right? Yeah. And then your mom traded her 20, and we also got a 22 Expedition.
That's right.
That same year, she had 22 Expedition and F-150
So you got
Lightning.
3 vehicles in the time that she got 2?
No, the Bronco was for both of us.
No, I'm saying the F-150 Lightning, Maverick, and Mach-E. Well, she got 2 Expeditions.
Well, she doesn't.
She needs the Expedition.
And then we trade her into the 25 Expedition. So
yeah.
So I have to order a 26 of something.
No.
I'll have to see.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
You got all the vehicles you need.
Well, people were asking about that. It's like, I was talking to Jeff a little bit about that. It was like about, hey, aren't you about time to get a Bronco, upgrade your Bronco? Because, I upgrade. You can see almost every year got something different. Yeah. They're like, hey, you're going to upgrade your Bronco. And I'm like, I would upgrade the Bronco if there was something that there was a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, there has not been anything, no refresh or anything that has helped the performance of the Bronco since it came out in 21.
Right.
Some people say, well, maybe maybe the suspension. Well, upgraded. I got my own suspension, right? Upgraded it myself, right? And whatever. But like the bigger screens, like I was in what was it? Oh, for a day when I was getting the graphics put on the Bronco, I drove that Bronco Big Ben with the 12-inch screen.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but that thing I felt like it was right in my face. It's like so big. I'm like, man, that's 8-inch screens big enough. That 12-inch just looks too big. Anyway, that was just kind of weird. And then the productivity screen, I actually kind of like the 21 Bronco productivity screen, but I'm not going to upgrade just for those screens because the screens aren't what I'm looking at when I'm driving. I mean, it's the road.
Yeah.
The vents in the back, those are a nice upgrade for this year, but
yeah. Did you have a Taurus?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, and then we had my Escape.
Yes, Escape.
A 2012.
Because I was looking, I've purchased almost every vehicle line we've had. So we got
the 2012 Escape for me when I went to college. Jolie drove the Camry. When I came back for spring break, I wrecked that. So yes, I did drive the Focus because I had to take that out of town. The Camry was not an out-of-town vehicle.
Yeah. The only thing we haven't purchased or owned is an Explorer. We didn't own an
EcoSport.
We didn't own an Edge. Yeah,
Edge or EcoSport or C-Max.
I'm sorry, EcoSport wasn't a vehicle. Remember? Do you remember when Maverick first came
Transit
out?
Connect. You haven't owned one of those.
Do you remember when Maverick first came out? This 22 Maverick, and like the EcoSport was sunsetting.
Yeah.
And I remember I was picturing one. I'm like, okay, for the same money as an EcoSport, I could get a Maverick. Yeah. If you look at the back of the EcoSport, there's like no cargo. Like it's pretty much useless. I was just like, that's just like a no-brainer. Why would you not? But yeah, so we've owned everything. We almost got a Focus Electric. Yeah. Back when they had first come out with an all-electric Focus, and I brought one home.
Because we were going to buy that instead of, no, we've had two Focuses. We've had the baby blue one that I learned how to drive in because I wasn't allowed to drive the Expedition or the Navigator she had at the time. So then we got that for me to drive, and we traded that, and we got the Camry for me. And then we bought the red Focus after that. Where was I going with that?
Well, I was mentioning all electric Focus.
Anyways, I remember when you were looking at, for the Focus, that you were looking at the all electric, and you were like, okay, so how does this work? It's a plug-in. How does the regenerative thing work? Like, I remember you talking about that as we were driving to high school one morning. You were talking about it as we were going, or maybe it was middle school or something, but.
Because a lot of people didn't realize for a while they made a couple of these Focus Electrics, and they never really, they produced some, and then they went to auctions.
Yeah.
And so we had like 3 of these in stock, and I was like, oh man, that'd just be perfect. I can just go all electric. And this was back in early. I mean, this is before Mach-e came out. I mean, Mach-e wasn't even around yet. And I thought, oh, this would be great. I was selling it to your mom. I was like, it's got I think at the time, a 20-25 mile range. I'm like, that's all we need. We just, the kids, put them in, the kids in it. They can drive. We'll plug it in. We never ever get them gas. She's like, but what if it dies? What if it runs out of gas? Gas is the same thing. Right?
I mean, we
ran
into that problem many times.
I mean, so I don't know. I was just like, in fact, that was when I was looking at EV.
Charging would have been better for me. If you look back, the reason I would always run out of gas was because I would be like, hey, we need to go get gas. But we had to do it at the same time. So I would get gas at the same time as mom. And I would always forget to tell her that I needed gas. So I would run out of gas or be like just barely able to get there. And then electric vehicle would have been better because I would have been plugging it in at home.
Yeah.
And not forgetting to tell mom I needed gas.
Yeah. So there is a commercial out right now. It's a 1-minute commercial that Ford has out about this Ready, Set, Go. And it actually goes through 3 different lifestyle or 3 different scenarios, right? You got a guy that's like running, and in his mind, he's visioning the Mustang racing the Mustang, right? And then you have these people that are in this truck F-150, and they're chasing after this cattle or something that's taken off, which I still don't understand how a cow could outrun that truck. But anyway, it's going along. And then the third one is these people driving up on this mountain cliff so they can jump off and do cliff diving or whatever. But still, even in that commercial, I'm like, okay, so did you realize you left your Bronco up there? I'm just saying.
They have to hike up.
Makes for a great marketing thing, but
so you wouldn't be one that would go cliff diving, huh?
There better be some stairs to get back up. I don't know. Anyway, it is a pretty fun commercial, but really leading to that. But you think back though, I would have never thought, getting the 21 Bronco. I wanted to get a Bronco just to drive it, but I mean, it has really changed a lot of what we've done. Now every one of our trips now, prior to getting the Bronco, I never took vacation really. I mean, I earned vacation, but I never took vacation really.
I mean, once we got out of the house and, Jolie and I started working, we stopped really taking vacations.
Yeah.
As a family. And when we did, it was to go see something.
Yeah. Well, but even like once COVID hit, we never really took vacation. But once we got into the Bronco and started doing things and going off-roading, and once your mom went to the off-rodeo and realized what we could do, then now all of our vacation, we find reasons. It's like, where are we going to take the Bronco next? And that's what it's down to. I mean, last year for vacation, it's the first time I've taken more than about 5 days at once. Right. And we took 9 days off, 2 weekends. Right. And I think it was really, really cool in how now we plan a vacation around the Bronco. Now we're even talking about like, oh man, we'd fly someplace. Let's fly somewhere. Now I'm just like, where can we drive to? I don't want to fly there. Where can I drive to?
And we always used to drive. No. But we always stayed. Yeah, we would drive to Lake of the Ozarks, or we would drive to Branson, or
look how long those trips are.
I know.
I'm not going to be in a car with kids for 8 hours. I just wouldn't do it.
Mom drove to Cincinnati with us.
That's great. She's crazy. She also has a classroom of kids yelling all the time, and she can handle that. I can't.
It's not as bad as you think.
No, I can't stand it. It's like,
neither can Lebo, but we made it work.
What do they want? Get them to stop crying. Anyway.
That's why he's the driver and I'm the getter.
No, you still have to, like, if I'm driving, that's fine, but if they're still screaming, I've got to get them to shut up. It's like, hey, do you not pay attention? You're yelling.
At some point, you just gotta ignore them. What's the longest time a member of the Barter Davis family has had a Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury? So I'm guessing you mean the amount of time that we've had a single vehicle. So have you had anything longer than 3 years?
Probably not.
The Fusion?
Well, we switched Fusions, but it was at least.
That's right. So for like Lebo's family, his dad's owned a Maverick for the longest time. Still owns that currently. He's had that since 23.
I don't know.
Old Maverick, not the new one.
Yeah.
Lebo and I have owned the C-Max. He bought that the year before we got married in 2017. And he's had that since.
Our Bronco.
The Bronco.
Our Bronco we've had since 21, so.
Yeah. And then we've had our Lightning since we got married. And that was July after we got married. So 7 years. We've had the C-Max for 8 years and the Lightning for 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, and town cars. Lebo always has to have a town car.
Yeah, early on I made sure that we had one really nice car. That was the one that you guys transported. That Barb drove and you guys were in. I made sure it was a nice car, and then I usually drove something that was a little older for a long time. And and then so that's kind of what we did for a long time until I think it was when I got the F-150 that was the first time, because prior to that I was always driving a used vehicle.
Yeah,
I had a Lincoln Zephyr for a long time that was a used one. Then I drove a Fusion, or at least something. I've never and then finally I'm like, hey, now that you guys they're all done driving and learning how to drive, I can get something I want.
Right.
So.
Now that you aren't responsible for our cars, we're all responsible for our own now.
Yeah, so that was kind of where I went there, but and then it's just been like, and then when the Lightning came out, I wanted that's an opportunity. I wanted an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
And then that came out, so just try different things, and yep.
So for me, I had a Toyota Camry to start out with. Lebo had a Ford Mustang before we got married, traded it in for the C-Max, and then we traded his Jeep for the Lightning, and then we traded my Camry and his town car for the Transit. That was what was next. The Transit. Traded the Transit for the Maverick for the F-150, and the F-150 for the Fusion.
Yeah. Well, we'll probably have some Ranger Raptors available tomorrow. So we have some that came in that customers been waiting because it took a while for us to get all these scheduled. So I guess we got them scheduled and hadn't able to check back. But now we have a couple that are going to become available. So somebody wants a Ranger Raptor out there. We'll be MSRP minus $1,000 if they finance. So we'll be under MSRP. That's basically invoice pricing. Pretty close.
Woo-hoo.
But yeah, we'll have those available. And I was just thinking, Ranger Raptor. No, I want to, the Bronco. I really do want to pay off the Bronco and just drive it, and then we'll see. So maybe the hope is that the lease on the mach-e will be up. It'll go back to Ford, and then the Bronco will be paid off, and we'll just have the Expedition that we'll own. And at that time, we'll see what comes out with the Bronco. I'm looking at 7.
And if it's not something that you like, go find a used one.
7G Bronco. What's it going to look like? That might be the time to get a new Bronco. So see what it looks like, and I don't know. Yeah. So otherwise, you see a lot of people in old Broncos that are doing things to them. And
I know.
I can add a front locker if I wanted to the 21. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
I mean, when we went to, well, when you go to Colorado, you see so many of the older Broncos out there still doing their thing.
Yep. So I do, though. I want to get the forescan because I want to add rock crawl mode to the Bronco. Coat modes. I don't have that yet. I'd like to do that. I don't know if I'm assuming the FDRS tool will let you do it, but I don't know if Service will do that for me. Because I don't think it's something that's not recommended.
You need to talk to them.
So I'd like to do that. But yeah, I do also need a ProCal tool that hasn't been used on a vehicle. I don't think those exist, so I might have to get one of those. We'll see. I still need to contact them because they sent me the wrong voucher number for a 2.7 instead of my 2.3, which is funny. That's not what I ordered. So yeah, we won't chat about that anymore. But yes. So anyway, otherwise, yeah. So
would you like to hear the comments?
Yeah.
Will Ford be selling sneakers?
No, I think they have merch for dealers though now. I think we have shirts coming. I think we made our own shirts. Like Ford has some shirts and they look pretty nice. Ours pretty much look the same way. So I think Ashley had some print off. They're supposed to be here this week. So I think all the employees are going to be getting a new shirt that says Ready Set Ford. So
C-Max was one of the best vehicles we owned. My daughter took it over, but someone ran a red light and T-boned her. My daycare joked. She's like, oh, we had the hail out. And she's like, oh, are you wanting to get it totaled? I had parked it underneath a tree. And I was like, don't you even joke about that. We don't joke about my C-Max getting totaled because I won't be able to find one to replace it.
Yeah.
We don't joke about that.
Yeah.
What's funny is her vehicle was totaled and it took her about 2 weeks, but she found an exact replica. The only difference is same year, same color, same trim. Everything was the same, except it had, I think it was 60,000 more miles than hers.
So I had a customer at one point that paid cash for like a 1 year, 2 year old like vehicle, like a little, I think it was Mercury Stable at the time.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to do is that, hey, they learned that they could trade up 1 year. Every year they could trade up a year, but they didn't want people to know that they traded up a year. So they wanted exactly the same color and everything the next year, so that the people didn't know that they actually traded, and they would like trade up for like a couple thousand each year. And that's what they did, is they would drive it a couple thousand. That was a pretty good deal for them. So they did that several years of just purchasing 1 year up, but I always thought it had to be that white, look the same, until the body style changed, and they really couldn't. People would have figured it out after that, but I remember that.
Well, but at that point, it's like, well, I've had the same car for this many years.
Yeah.
You know.
So anyway, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We might end up vacation next year. Might go up. We'll see. We might head east. Who knows? It'd be fun to take the. I don't know. Is there any off roading? We need to hit off roading places on the way, because I'm not going to drive.
A family vacation.
Yeah. Good luck.
I know.
Because the dealership would have to be closed with 3 of us in the same department working here, right?
I know. So what we do is you and Mom head out first, okay? Then on like Friday evening, the rest of us head up. We all enjoy the 3-day weekend together. And then you and Mom come back, and Lebo and I take the rest of our vacation.
There you go.
I worked it out. I'll figure it out. We can have a 3-day family vacation. Every couple gets a date night where the other 2 couples watch the kids.
All I see your mom and I watching all the kids for the whole week.
No. No. You guys get a date night too.
I can read through this.
Where Jolie and Jeremy keep their kids, I keep my kids. You and Mom get a date night, and then like, you take my kids while Lebo and I go, and another night. Yeah. I have this figured out now.
Well, Jim Farley wants to make a 3rd row Bronco, so maybe we'll just put them all in the back of the Bronco, and you guys go on date night.
Mom's in here.
Mom and I.
So, Mom, I have this figured out. We're going to talk about this and figure this out, because I think I have it figured out. And I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I just want to go off-roading. That's all I want to do.
That's okay. You can go off-roading, and the rest of us will hang back.
I did look down in Oklahoma. There's some dunes down there, and they're open all year round. So even during the winter, and we can go down there off-roading at the dunes, and they're open 24 hours too. So
okay.
It'd be a good weekend to do is drive down there on a Friday night, hit the dunes on the Saturday, and then stay over, and then come back Sunday.
Yeah.
Hit the dunes. So I was talking to Melissa about that. Remember how we struggled going up that test hill the second day? They say you never go in someone else's tracks. So they said probably the reason we struggled that day is because there's so many people that went up that there was no there were all so many tracks that we were trying to go on somebody else's tracks.
It was so stirred up, which I actually thought about. I was like, I bet that I mentioned that. I mentioned that I thought the ground had been stirred up so much that we were struggling because we were sinking deeper.
Yep.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
I have to take that to Melissa and go, look.
Yep.
I didn't know the science behind it, but.
Yeah. Anyway.
My hypothesis was probably right. See, I got the mental beings. All right. So Mike M thinks that the reason that we've had such a good year is because of the employee pricing.
I don't necessarily. Well, like for us, we're up a little bit, but our normal volume increase that we normally have. But not necessarily.
So
I think the reason we're struggling right now, though, because there are a lot of dealers are struggling like last month and this month. And I think it's because employee pricing pulled people forward earlier than they would normally get a vehicle because of the employee pricing. And now we have people that would normally buy now that aren't buying because they bought in May and June.
Right. So he says second quarter sales are up 14.2%.
Well, think about that. Second quarter, your April, May, June, which is when employee pricing was. So yes, that was up. But what you're going to see third quarter is I think sales are down.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Ford was using
what goes up must come down.
At the dealer meeting, Ford says that Ford is up 7%. Well, why? Well, they probably got those numbers right after employee pricing. So if you look in the first 6 months, that's, I guarantee you, that's because of the employee pricing. It makes it look good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you're a lot of times, like I said, you're pulling people forward. Normally, you wouldn't have that. Those people, and that's the thing when you do something special like that. That's all you're doing is you're people that would maybe purchase in the fall now are purchasing earlier because they're waiting for that good deal or whatever. Typical, this is when they order, but they're going to get a good deal.
And you have the new model years starting to release, and so they're probably going, well, the old model years are going to go on sale.
Yep.
Especially as we're going into Black Friday and Christmas and all those sale time of the year. So, yeah.
Which is real funny. Right now, the big incentives is on the leftover 24s, and like we don't have any.
Right.
Whereas there are a lot of dealers that are still left with their 24s. It's like,
why?
Because they didn't do a good job of selling their 24s.
That's what I mean. It's just like,
so they're giving them a lot of incentives because they want to move the 24s. Go ahead and get rid of those 24s as the 26 are arriving.
Yeah.
You should be giving your 25s when the 26 is arriving.
See, that's the question that the dealers themselves need to be asking. Why?
Like right now, we have our Super Duties. 26 Super Duties arriving, right? And now we have 25s. We've got to move them because it's kind of hard. It's hard to sell a 26 or a 25 when 26s are here.
Yeah.
Unless the deals are that much better, right?
Right.
So. Isn't
their holdback virtually gone at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically what you have now is you don't have necessarily the holdback, but what you have is the interest. So you want to get credits enough that take care of the interest charges on the ones going out. So you need ones going out and more coming back in. So like right now, we're not getting enough revolving in quickly enough that we're selling out. So it's, yeah.
Our lot's packed right now.
You've got to be really creative in how that works because they changed exactly the holdback and all. They changed all that now.
Right. What year did Dark Horse come out? Was that 24?
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, forward-thinking marketing strategy sells vehicles. Other manufacturers are reacting while Ford is being proactive.
Yeah.
Do you have access to Ford's VVR to help me track my Ranger? My dealer salesperson is inept.
Okay, so we can't track another dealer's vehicle.
Yes.
We either have to be the delivering dealer or the selling dealer.
Well, we would love to help you with that.
If that vehicle was coming here and was from your dealer, then we could, because we would be the delivering dealer.
Right.
If we sold it and it was being delivered to your dealer, then we could track it. But that's it.
Dealers cannot. So a lot of people, the misconception out there is that Ford has this big old order bank and that everything's thrown in there together. You submit yours and everyone can see everyone's in it. Nope. Our ordering system is our ordering system.
Yeah.
Their ordering bank is their ordering bank. Same for tracking and everything. So you see yours and no one else's.
So he's wondering how it works with do not deliver recalls and whatnot with I think he's talking about the holdback and everything. So what they do now is that if there is issue with recalls where you can't deliver them, then they do these credits. So what they'll do is they'll give back, they'll know what vehicles you had as of the beginning of the month and because of the recall, and then instead of charging you, they give you a credit back. So they've been doing that, which is nice that Ford's been doing that. But if it's a vehicle that we can't deliver, then they're giving us that back and credits.
Yeah, that's nice because instead of penalizing the dealers for having all these vehicles on hand, and then you know, oh, recall. Now I can't sell these. Now I'm going to get penalized for having all these units when you want me to have these units.
Yeah, Mustang's the big one right now, because we have a bunch of Mustangs that we can't sell right now. So, I mean, technically we can sell them. They just can't deliver them. But we don't want to do that because we had a van like that. We had a Transit that we sold, and then the recall happened before we could deliver it. And it was over 6 months before it happened. And we're like, no, we don't want to do that. So as soon as we see a recall that comes out, we just take it off of our website because we don't want to even try to sell it and then try to figure that out and talk to them about that. So we'd rather just.
We had all those Maverick recalls going on, and
because we had 6 vehicles back when that happened. That people that bought within that one day, within 6 vehicles within that one day. So,
yeah.
Yep.
All right. I have a strap related question. Did Ford put a performance tine on it? This thing really can boogie.
Tune. Performance tune on it. No.
I don't know. Maybe tine is a thing. I don't know this.
Performance tune. No, they did not put a performance tune on the strap. So, but can you? Yes, you can. And I got a voucher number if you if you need it. I need to call them tomorrow. I wonder what's my timeline on that. I'm like, so anyway, that's just.
Do you want me to call for you?
No, I don't want to be on the phone with them.
So let me call for you.
I think we need to record it video so I can put it out there. Just record it. So you know how they say when we're recording this for quality assurance. Hey, I just want to let you know that I'm recording this for my YouTube channel, so that you can
for quality assurance,
so that we can put this out there and let people know what kind of stuff's going on. Anyway,
should I tell the story about how I got the guy that called in, or we had that dealer call in?
Oh yeah.
So I was transferred a call. I did not pick it up, but I was asked about our Ranger Raptors and our allocations for the next year. And we were like, well, I'm not sure if it's this year is the same as last year. You know, get one for that first round and then you go forward. Messaged him and the general manager with that question. They're like, yeah, one. And then second round, we'll get more. I'm like, okay, great. So told her, she let the customer know. Well, then I went to go and talk to her. I was like, hey, how'd that turn out? She's like, it was a waste. It was a waste because it was a dealership. So she had a lady call her and ask about our Ranger Raptors. And she's like, are you really doing an invoice? And then she asked, how can you do that? Why are you doing that? You know, this can't be real. And, you know, all this stuff. And then she got off the phone with her and a guy called her and he's like, so why are you doing this? I mean, you're hurting us right now. And she's like, what do you mean?
I think it was Dark Horse.
It was Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, it was the Dark Horse. And so he's like,
26 Dark Horse.
She was like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm a sales representative at this dealership, and you just lost me $26,000 or $2,600. She's like, what? What do you mean? She's like, you're telling people you're selling an invoice, and you just lost me, and like went off on her. And so come to find out that they are both sales representatives. And so I was like, okay, sounds like A, they lost a customer because they weren't budging on their price and we had a better price. Or B, they had to give and had to give a discount on that price to keep that customer.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Our sales manager called theirs and was like, hey, your sales representatives are calling and badgering.
Yeah.
Oh, and they mentioned our videos. He said that customer watched your videos and you're telling lies in your videos. We're not.
No, just because we're only getting one doesn't mean we can't just sell that one at invoice if we want to. It's our choice.
It's called competitive pricing. We want the sales. We want to churn and earn. We competitively price our vehicles.
And the reason we started doing that, like on Ranger Raptor and such, was because, what was it, 2024 model year, we were getting second half of the year when they opened it up. And, you know, every dealer was going to get their whatever. Like the first round is you only get, every dealer gets one the first round, maybe two. And then second round, it opens it up. And that same thing happened for Ranger in 24 was early on, we could only get a few. So everybody was over MSRP. But then once they opened it up, then they gave more allocations out for them. We were getting all these allocations, but we didn't have any orders. So it's like, well, we could take them, but then what are we going to, I mean, they could go on our lot or whatever. We'd rather have people that want to order them. And so that's when we opened it up to the invoice pricing. And then when it switched over to 25 model year, we opened that up. And then we thought it would be at the beginning would be full free allocations like it was at the end of the year. And that's where we got caught. So this year I'll be very smart in talking about Bronco Raptor and Ranger Raptor when we go to talk about that, as well as F-150 Raptors when I go to do those videos, that we are doing invoice pricing. But just to let you know, we're only going to be limited to 1 or 2 the first round, which could be the job 1. It won't be until job 2 that we can guarantee getting the allocation. So just so you know that. So being very upfront with the customers when I do the videos that, yes, we'll be doing invoice pricing or no, and this is why. So I think like F-150 Raptor R for 26 will be very, we're probably going to stick to the over MSRP because we know that early on we're only going to get a few.
Yeah.
Until job 2 starts, then we can start adjusting pricing, because that seems like that's the way it's kind of working, is every dealer gets one on those Raptors. So Bronco Raptor might be the same way too. So we'll be very forthcoming on that now that we've learned from those mistakes and knowing that, because a lot of these Ranger Raptor people, they waited a long time because they put their order in the beginning because we thought it would be that way. And then it didn't happen that way. But what's funny is it didn't happen that way, but Ford said, yeah, we're going to get them to you. Well, they didn't tell us a timeline. They didn't tell us it would be part of job 2. So now we know, we've learned, and we're like, okay, now we see what's going on. So we'll make sure we're very clear on that coming forward, is that, hey, here's what we're doing, and this is why. So if you do want that invoice pricing, then you're probably going to have to wait. So unless you're one of the first ones, and then you're gonna have people going, well, I want to be first or whatever, but we'll see. Anyway, so,
but no, it was just kind of funny. She's like, they say our videos are lying. It's like, nope.
Well, what's funny is that, they don't, like, Dark Horse aren't selling. Like, we had a Dark Horse on our lot, and I think even right now we have a Dark Horse that's on our lot that we're like invoice priced on it. I mean, they're not. I mean, so I don't know. A dealer is still trying to get MSRP on somebody. Is a little crazy because you can get them if you shop, right? Yeah,
but we all thought it was hilarious down there that they were like, your videos. It's like, oh, so he's heard of our videos. That customer watches the videos, and so some dealers like us.
So I did find out we do have the build on our website through that company that works with us. And so the actual owner of the company reached out because he wants a testimonial, because we have more people that have filled out that order on our website than any other dealer that has his setup, because a lot of dealers use that same thing, but we have more than anybody else. And so he wants me to do a testimonial, which I said, yeah, great, sure. But nobody else is going to get those numbers, because we get those for a different reason. It's because I do the videos. So it's kind of cool. Anyway.
Yep.
But there you go.
When vehicle order tracking site says delivered, does that mean it's on your lot? I have a 26 F350 on order.
When you order tracker says delivered, that means it showed up at the dealership.
Yes.
Necessarily on there. Yeah, it'll be on the lot. Yeah, so it'll be arrived at the lot, but a lot of times a lot of things happen. First off, the vehicle needs to be checked off and
by
everything.
the dealer. The dealer needs to see it.
So the vehicles get dropped off. As soon as they get dropped off, it'll get tracked to you saying it's been delivered. The dealer will need to inspect the vehicle and everything and sign off on it. And then they'll need that goes through service and everything else. So sometimes what usually will happen at some dealers, like even our dealership's the same way, our sales guys won't always know a vehicle's arrived. until the vehicle's been set up and they go and hand the keys over. Service hands the keys on over to them. So a lot of times they don't know it's here. Sometimes, like when it gets checked off that next day, they might get an invoice saying, hey, this vehicle's here. It's in service. Still needs to be get the pre-delivery inspection done. And they'll bring you the keys. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes they just get the keys and go, oh, it's here. And so like we had 4 Ranger Raptors show up yesterday. And those were all finally handed out today. It was like yesterday afternoon, I saw the truck dropping them off. So yesterday it was showed they were delivered, but most of the sales guys didn't know they got them until this morning.
Some of them didn't even get stock numbers until this morning.
Yeah, they didn't. Actually, I think they didn't by 2:30 today.
Right.
So, but that sometimes happens. But yeah, we actually had to say, no, they're here. Here's the bill of lading that they landed. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Robert D., I did want to add to our answer there. I would go, if your sales representative is not helping you with the tracking of your vehicle, ask for a sales manager and ask them to look in VIN for your vehicle. They should be able to track it using your VIN and look it up there. Most of the time, your sales representatives do not have access to that back office area or that part of it. And so you do need a manager sometimes to be able to see that.
Yeah. Yep. They can pull up. VIN will show them what's going on in the process.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Sometimes it's fun to just go in there and look up different vehicles.
Yep. I used to do that. It used to be a thing I did every Sunday night, and I haven't done that in a while, but I'm trying to track
something I used to do every Friday.
Because it'd give me a good idea of, hey, vehicles are in Kansas City, what we could expect in the next week, right? Yeah. So I get a good idea how busy we're going to be.
See, I used to do that for our members. Go look them up every Friday.
Yep. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Ready, set, forward. Video guy. Anyway. Yep. I meant to clean my hat off today.
I'm out of drink.
The sticky residue still on there. Anyway. Yep.
Is that my water?
Yes. The one that's been sitting here for 2 months.
Yes. 2 weeks. Actually, this is new water. I keep bringing a new one up and using the old one.
Ford merch. Well, yeah, I think there's probably some now. Was it merch? I'm
going to make apple pie filling because our apples are going to go bad soon. So I'm going to make apple pie filling and can it.
Oh, I don't like that the back button on my computer is not very long. That's spell that right?
Yeah.
Oops.
There you go. The right place.
All right. Yep. So I don't know if they have any. I don't think on the main one.
That's cute. I haven't seen that one.
I don't think they have much on there yet, but so there's this, but I don't think like they have any that now. I know for dealers, the dealer site, you can, but you have to purchase so much to get it. But there are like some of the ready set Ford stuff is available on there. So do they have any of the Ford racing yet? Ford racing. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, still say Ford Performance on some of their stuff. See, they need to have the Ford racing stuff. Ford Performance. Grab this stuff now, people, before it's gone. Ford Performance, if you want it. I'm surprised they're not on like discounted sale, right? Hey, if I get a, never mind. Can we take one of our Ranger Raptors to the Raptor rally? Like if it's still available, drive it down there.
You know, I have someone with a Ranger Raptor that hasn't been to Ranger Raptor rally.
There you go.
I bet I could borrow his.
We're going to be down by where that's going to be.
Don't you have to take yours?
Yeah. But it's like at Lake something, Havasu or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be down where we're going to be at for Rebel Rally, I think.
To cancel my flight, I'll drive the Ranger Raptor.
Yeah. So, anyway, yep. Douglas says he's got a birthday coming up. Need to prep the witnesses. So, all right. Well, anything else? It's kind of early, but with no questions and such, kind of more difficult to get Havasu. Oh my gosh, old stomping grounds. Yep. So, anyway. Hey, we're getting a phone call from somebody in Salina, Kansas.
Oh. Sure about that? Sure it's not spam?
Probably is. Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. Yep. Time to be kind. Douglas knows the script. Anyway. Anything else? I think it might be it. See, next week is the 23rd. F-150 order guide will not be out yet, so we'll have to come up with a topic for next week. Have some ideas, let us know. But the 30th, we'll probably be talking F-150 changes. Mm-hmm. Maybe the week after, Lightning, that kind of thing. And then before you know it,
Rebel Rally,
Bronco, all that other stuff. So
forget about the cars. It's Rebel Rally.
We have a fun video plan for what's new for the Bronco and Bronco Sport when that launches. Hopefully that happens the 15th, because we'll be in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas that day when it reveals, and we might be on a special location for that video because I need a backdrop. Me, yes, but we need a good backdrop, right? So we'll have something. So it might be fun.
But don't forget Thursday. I have my second episode of the Rebel series going on.
Yes. There you go.
Last week was it Amanda? I feel like it was Amanda.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But, yep.
So it was Team 189. Yeah, Team 189.
That was last week?
Yep. Amanda and Kirsten.
So Team 189 was last week. Who's this week?
This week, Lonnie and Danielle.
All right.
Don't know why theirs is sticking in my head better.
Got to find their team number. Anyway, so check out the video series for Rebel Rally, and as we get closer. Mm-hmm. So, and before we go to Supercell, we'll probably talk in Rebel Rally and do that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check that out.
Yeah.
I will say that I did catch a little bit of your interview with Melissa.
Oh.
And that was fun. That'll be a good episode.
It was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see them come off that finish line and talk to them and see how they did.
Yep. So I think it'll be good. Anyway, but yeah, we'll be at the finish line for that, and I think we'll have some fun. We might, who knows, if I can get good internet, maybe we live stream it. So
yeah, if we can get some good connection.
Yep. Anyway. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this week, and we'll try to find a good topic, something to talk about next week. So, yep, and we'll go from there. See what else is going on. Yep, and then we'll. I know, like, when Bronco Sport, Ranger, if they all get released on the same day, then it'll probably take us several weeks to go through those, because we might just choose a new model each week for the next several weeks after that on live streams. We will be the October 14th. We'll be doing that live stream at Digital Dealer.
Well, I'm here.
Yep. While you're here.
Keep saying the we.
And so, yeah, I'll be doing it there. I'll try to catch some people and we'll interview them. So as part of that. Okay. And different dealers and different things like that. So we'll probably make it more low key and not like on scheduling and all that. I might even do recalls and everything. Might not do any of that. I'll do a scheduling video earlier that I'll have it recorded and go ahead and go live that night. But that night will probably be more low key, not a lot going on, and then we'll get into interviewing some people there at Digital Deal. We'll try to get some people on there, and they got a whole setup. They showed me, they're like, hey, we're ready for your podcast. So they have a whole setup with the background and everything, and they even have chair. It looks like there's going to be chairs.
These people.
So
I want to meet these people in person.
Well, who knows? They might still be in town on Thursday when you come to town.
I'm telling you, I want to meet these people.
Anyway, all right. Well, sounds good. All right. Anyway, so we got some things planned in the future coming up, so that'll be fun. But
Team 147.
Team 147.
That's this week.
All right, there you go. And you need to be putting that on Instagram and everything and tagging them.
No, I need to move it over there. I can't get logged into my all women.
You can't put your video, but what you can do is like what I do on Instagram is you can make a playlist or you can make a link and you can tell them in your bio is a link to the video, or you can make a playlist, a special playlist just for Rebel Rally if you wanted.
Right.
And then, or you can just even for your video series and say link it to it's in their bio, and then you can put that on there. And that seems to work pretty well. So
I might have you walk me through that. But what I've been struggling with is that I haven't been able to log into my all women driven on my computer. So I need to hack into my own account.
Yep.
So I can be doing those things.
And I got some ideas for some shorts coming up on some how-to videos. Want to go through, probably going to go through and how to, how the timeline. I've done a video on that before, but that won't be a short, maybe a longer video. And then we'll also, I want to do a video on how to find your owner's manual. Like there are people that are not only digital owner's manual, because it's now on the vehicle, right? The digital owner's manual on your vehicle, but also where to find it outside of that. If you want to download the owner's manual PDF, right? Where to find it. So I'm going to do a short on that as well. Coming up. So I got that on the agenda. If you want any other how-to videos, let me know. I need some good short videos to do. Since you guys aren't giving me questions, I need to find some shorts to do on that too. So anyway. All right. Finding the owner's manual is my most popular video. So Ragnacon's done it. So what's the point? So we'll just share them with Ragnacon. He's done it already. I don't need to do it. Anyway, so there you go. Yep. All right. That's all I have.
All right.
Anything else? Nope. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Short one tonight. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy it. And we'll see what we got for Built Wild Wednesday tomorrow and videos for the rest of the week. And don't forget.
Can you use PCO on the 26 Super Duty? My 26 F450 came in today and dealer says they can't apply it.
Private cash offer is what a PCO is. Private cash offer depends. If you have an offer, you can usually use it on an F450, depending on what that cash offer is. There's no transition offers anymore. So if you had a 25 order in thinking you have a cash offer to keep that price for a 26, that's not going to happen, because in Ford's mind, they were able to produce all the Super Duties that they could. They're not giving any kind of transition model year offers, so not anything from 25 to 26. But if you have like an offer that they give out that are quarterly offers, then they last through the quarter. Now, one of the things you might have them do is if you had an offer available when you ordered the vehicle, but that offer expired and it's not available now, have them pick your protect date, not your sale date, in the Smart Vincent. So tell them to go into Smart Vincent and select the protect date and see if that PCO is in there. Sometimes that's what it takes. So hopefully that helps out. So there you go. So yeah. So he said it was valid when he ordered his vehicle on May 26th. So yes, tell them to go in and select that protect date. I've done a video on this. You might look up like McArthur, right? And then the incentive lock, or I don't know what all I called it, but I did a video a long time ago where I talk about how to lock those in and how to find them. And they just need to, when they go to Smart Vincent, they need to, it defaults to the sale date up there. There's a little bubble, little radio bubble. All they got to do is click to the protect date as the incentives that are based off of, and that'll be what the incentives were when you ordered the vehicle. And that offer was then when you ordered it, because it was back in May. Again, they shut off each quarter. So, now we're into September, so they're probably not there anymore, but they were in May. Hit that protect date, and that would show that offer was there when you ordered the vehicle, and that should lock it in. So there you go.
All right.
Well, cool. Glad we can help you out. Anyway, other than that, let us know how we can help you, and we'll see you guys next week or next video. So stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.